Today's video is sponsored by our good friends at Famous Faces and Funnies, located in Melbourne, Florida. Check out their Facebook online auctions on great deals on back issues, action figures, you name it, shipping nationwide. As well as our friends from EGS Expert Grading Services. If you're looking to stick out from all the rest with unique custom labels for your comic books, EGS is the place to go, shipping nationwide. Welcome to another exciting episode of Codename New to Vero 2. Hi, I'm your presenter, Shabu Are You. Well, this month's recap is actually pretty cool and amazing. I mean, lately I've been saying that, and that's because Larry Hama is on fire. The stuff that he's putting out, it's just so fun to dive into the G.I. Joe universe. And I've been doing this for the community for so long, and I think the last year, Larry Hama has just shown his chops and showing why he belongs on the Mount Rushmore of comic creators. Now, with that said, like I said, initially when you look at this recap, it's just another cool offering of Falcon. And I have the original Falcon, and actually my favorite Falcon version is the Sonic Fighters Falcon. Whoop, there goes this thing. So this is a pretty cool figure, and of course he has his shotgun, which is one of the best shotgun molds in retro G.I. Joe history. I love that thing. So with that said, here's what this issue mainly deals with. It's an acknowledgement of the #1 G.I. Joe fan. Now, a lot of these Facebook admins that have been popping up now that G.I. Joe is back in fashion, a lot of people I've seen, they're like, hey, what about me? I am. No, I'm sorry, without a shadow of a doubt, and I'm even saying this about myself, the #1 G.I. Joe fan is Carson from 3D Joes. Without a doubt, Carson is someone that has put in so much time and effort. He's the only one that I know that got invited by Larry Hama to tour his residence in New York City. I mean, that's freaking nuts. He always talks to Ron Rudat, Kirk Bazigan. He's on a first-name friend basis. And the thing is, Carson is the reason why I started this channel. Being a minority, and I dealt with PTSD after coming back stateside after working for the government. Just as a fan, I would just reach out to him and ask questions. And then I said, I wish G.I. Joe, the fan base reflected what it actually is. A diversity, a collection of, it doesn't matter what your religion, faith, or color is. G.I. Joe is the one franchise that everybody on this earth can aspire to become. Be inspired to become better people on the side of good. And nobody embodies the message and values of G.I. Joe than Carson from 3D Joes. So from now on, whenever I see this guy, I think of Carson. And anyway, this is my way of saying thank you, Carson, for all you have done for this community, for reaching out to people, for bringing people together, when you look at 3D Joes, that's not a big corporation. That's one guy who's busting his ass, shooting videos, editing, typing descriptions. All that is a crazy amount of work, and you have nothing. You tip your hat off to the guy, not expecting anything in return. Selfless acts. That's what I like to see the fan base. Like, we need to inspire to, like, with all this crazy shit that's happening, racism, wars, budgets, money, COVID. What better time than now to make sure G.I. Joe's values and message is passed on to a new generation? The one thing that I treasure is a memory of not like me being an American whose grandparents are from India, Muslim by faith, on patrol with a Hispanic guy, an African American guy, an Asian guy, and of course a white guy. You know what? It didn't matter. All that matters was that stars and stripes on your arm, your patch, saying that you were American. Now, with all of this stuff going on, do not forget that. And how many people would gladly give their lives and be buried next to someone from their unit. Doesn't matter. Those things matter. Those things are what G.I. Joe is about. So again, Carson, thank you. Without further ado, let's check out issue number 288, Backstory of Falcon. All right, so here we go with issue number 288. And like we do on every month's comic recap, we look at the cover variants, this being cover A. I also picked up cover B and the RI cover that I featured. The RI cover is done by John Royal, who regulars know is an amazing artist, one of my favorite cover artists for G.I. Joe. Okay, so issue 288 feels more as if it was a special missions issue. In the past and in between story arcs, Larry and the IDW team have been putting out these modern special missions, focusing on one Joe or Cobra personnel in particular. They're self-containing adventures that involve that featured character. Now, I recall back during issues 251 and I think 254 how amazing Scarlet and the Baroness's special missions were, and this one doesn't disappoint at all. Now, it'd be dumb if I didn't mention the fact that a lot of people know Falcon from his debut in G.I. Joe the movie, voiced by actor Miami Vicer Don Johnson. Like many aspects of G.I. Joe, there's a difference between the cartoon versus the comics. Now, in the movie, Sunbow has Falcon as the half-brother of Duke, but in the Larry Hama G.I. Joe verse, that relationship is not the case. So we're going to stick with Larry Hama going forward. So right off the bat, we have a young Vincent Falcone, a nice Italian name, by the way, and his classmates visiting Fort Bragg. Now, while the other students are more excited about being away from school, a Sergeant Mendoza notices this young man taking it all in with a focus. Young Vincent reveals with pride that his father was in Special Forces during Vietnam, but he also reveals how Agent Orange and Vietnam finally got him. But instead of being turned away, he is determined to follow in his father's footsteps. And as my regulars know, I can relate to this very much. Now, we jump 7 years into the future, but we're still in the past. During the Beruria Wakukuland border dispute featured in previous G.I. Joe issues, a suit, aka a government official, is aboard a Black Hawk, debriefing command and his unit of the current situation, letting them know that a fascist militia has captured 3 of theirs. Now, sending in an entire unit would be suicide, not to mention noisy. Command offers a solution: send in 1 Green Beret, but not just anyone, we're talking about a Falcon. We entered the headquarters of the militia by the border. The 3 guys captured turns out to be the yet named Law and Fastraw, along with another soldier. We also see that Order is with them. It is obvious that this militia has never heard of the Geneva Convention. They round up our 3 guys and just simply give the command to execute all of them, including Order. They make them dig their own graves when suddenly the unnamed soldier gets sick of it and refuses to do so. Very coldly, one of the militiamen walks up right behind him, shoots him in the back of the head. Dead bang. Fastraw and Law have no choice but to continue. Afterwards, they kneel in front of their own graves, ready for the inevitable. Just before the militiaman has them rejoining their fallen comrade, a shadowy figure emerges from the forest, slicing the throat of one of them and tossing a knife into the jugular of the other, all in one smooth motion. Fastraw is quick with the shovel and takes out the remaining dirtbag. Order returns the favor with a bullet to his head. There is little time for celebration or even the exchange of names. Fastraw is literally shocked that anyone made it through the dense jungle. Falcon isn't just deadly, he has his wits and uses physics and geometry to his advantage. To be what Falcon is, you have to almost be like a D1 football caliber player, along with Ivy League smarts. See, that's what separates him from just any old soldier. They all know it's just a matter of time before the other bad guys realize what transpired and go after them. Sure enough, just like a scene in Rambo 2, they launch an M124 copter in pursuit. Escape is painful as the ATV keeps getting stuck. Each time, all three work as fast as a NASCAR pit crew trying to get unstuck. It doesn't help knowing that it's only a matter of time before they are discovered by the bad guys. Sure enough, the chopper spots them and closes in for the kill. Falcon uses the old rope-a-dope tactic and reels in the copter. He knows who he is rescuing and tells Fastraw, "Hey, open the case." Fastraw pops back up with the Stinger missile and brings down that sucker. The bad guys bail just in time as the soft swamp braces their fall. It's on foot our combatants begin their skirmish. Our future Joes work as one cohesive unit, picking off the bad guys on foot. However, Falcon is hit by one of the militia. Suddenly, Law coming in and offing that guy for the save. The leader is then caught between Law and Falcon with his gun pointed squarely at Law, stating that, "Hey, my death twitch is going to kill them, so go ahead, do your worst." When out of nowhere, good old Order jumps in on the back of the guy and subdues him. The crisis is over. They round up the militia leader and bring him in for intel. The next day, we see all three after debriefing, sitting around, icing their wounds. The suit that we saw earlier comes up to congratulate all three. He mentions how Uncle Sam would like to recruit them on this top secret unit called, G.I.Joe. So with that, the issue ends. And all in all, it's a really good issue. I'm glad that Falcon is getting some attention. I mean, after all, he is a fan favorite. So for Larry Hama to give us more fan service in what I think is the twilight of his career is really good. Anyway, so stay tuned. We're gonna look at the new G.I. Joe cartoon, which is more of a Sunbow continuation in an upcoming episode, as well as another PGX unboxing. This is Shabu Are You signing off.